Coming up on this episode of Talking Sports, we have a WBC showdown between Venezuela and the USA in a crazy finale. We have a recap of the March Madness games so far and all its crazy upsets, and we have a recap on the NFL free agency and all our best and worst moves.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 43 of Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew. I'm one of your hosts, Miles Schild.
And I'm
Sitting there is,
his co-host Andrew Volkman.
all right, hope you guys are having a great weekend. Sorry, I know we're inconsistent with our posting lately. Obviously, we all have a very busy life, so we're trying to get out there as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going on spring break with my family in a couple hours actually, so it's going to be a little bit of time before we post probably, but want to make sure we get one more episode out there before that happens. So what we got today, like I said in the intro, we got a nom segment, news of the month. It's been a little bit since we posted an episode, and let's just go ahead and jump straight into it with the World Baseball Classic, Venezuela versus USA in the championship. And going into this game, Miles, I mean, USA was obviously the favorite. They obviously have the super team of Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, a guy that hit 60 home runs for the Mariners, the most by a catcher ever. Bryce Harper, former MVP. They got a lot of talent on that roster. Bobby Witt Jr. And while you look over at Venezuela, it's a good roster still. They got Jackson Chourio, one of our favorites. They got William Contreras and his brother Wilson. But the pitching is what really concerned us, at least me, when I looked at that roster. It was just not as deep as the USA, but when that game got underway, it was a bit of a pitcher's duel. I mean,
Zerpa.
Yeah, Zerpa for the Team Venezuela, another Brewers pitcher who they acquired in the offseason. Eduardo Rodriguez, who has not pitched very good over the last 3 seasons, came out and threw 3 shutout innings for Team Venezuela.
Yeah.
And overall for that entire game, the USA didn't score until the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper hit that 2-run home run to tie the game, but then the top of the 9th, Eugenio Suarez comes through with an RBI single to give Venezuela the lead, and they would pull out at the end, striking out Roman Anthony in the bottom of the 9th. So crushing loss for the USA. But you could see on the looks of the Venezuelan team, they were crying. It was a lot of emotion for that entire team and that entire country. It's been a country that's gone through a lot of turmoil, politically. It's been well known over the last 20 years. And now they just finally got relief with, the U.S. government coming and invading that country, removing the president, and now Team Venezuela walks away with the championship trophy. It's a really cool moment. What do you think about it, though?
Yeah, I think USA, they said it was one of the best USA teams ever assembled for the World Baseball Classic, and I would completely agree with that. We definitely saw some disappointment through the season. We didn't expect some of the things we saw. Bryce Harper batted under 200 the entire World Baseball Classic, and then luckily he came up in the biggest moment, which is really the most important thing. Aaron Judge striking out 3 times in that championship game cannot happen, right? He's arguably your best hitter. He needs to be hitting the ball.
Yeah.
And then the McLean or whatever, the Mets pitcher, he was not good the whole time. If we had a guy like Skeens in there, this is a completely different game. Yeah. I'm just gonna say that. Or Tarek Skubal. I don't think that Noah McLean was the right choice.
Yeah.
We didn't have any other options. We had to do that. Cal Raleigh barely played.
Yeah.
I mean, we barely saw any of him. Bryce Terang played really, really well. He was probably the best and most consistent hitter on that USA team for this WBC. I was very happy with what I saw from Brewers guys. We had 4?
I think it was 4, yeah.
4 Brewers players in this championship game, and I was absolutely ecstatic with what I saw from all of them.
Yeah.
Serpa, the guy we got from the Royals, who pitched amazing in the championship. I'm very excited to see what he could do, but we'll see either way where this goes.
Yeah, I think my thing with this, when I look back at this World Baseball Classic, yes, this was the best team that Team USA had ever assembled. It was like the Avengers, honestly, who's who of the Avengers. But Team USA did not want this at all. They did not want it as much as any other country. Because
I would agree.
I mean, look at what they did in the group play. They went out and won their first 2 games, but then they did not try at all in their third game. I heard a thing where their manager told them, I forget his name, I forget the name of the manager of Team USA, for good reason, honestly,
He was not good. He was
because
awful.
he told the guys that they were good. They had already advanced, and then like they just stay up pretty much all night partying, like thinking, oh yeah, we're moving on. They just don't know the rules,
Yeah.
and they end up dropping that game to Italy, which is huge because at that point, with all the tiebreakers, if Italy did not beat Mexico the next day, then Team USA would have been out, and Mexico and Italy would have all been in, and Team USA would have been out before the even like elimination games began. They have been out in the group play stage. So from that point on, it was clear that Team USA did not want this one as much as Venezuela or just any other country for that matter.
Well, to me, it showed, right? You look at this. Team USA is built upon a team that has players getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
right? These players are handed
Yeah.
these wins, handed all this. Now you bring them out here. They're playing a bunch of guys who are used to, none of those guys are making hundreds of millions,
Yeah.
right? Unless they're guys like Juan Soto, but that's very rare. Like a
Yeah.
lot of these guys are scrappier players, guys who have had to fight their way through, the ranks to get here.
Yeah.
I feel like some on USA are more entitled and
Yeah.
handed these kind of things. So I think it was a wake up call for USA baseball and USA sport in general. That we are very lucky
Yeah.
to live here, but I think we need to work just as hard as some of these other teams and countries. And yeah, that's kind of how I think we should wrap it up there.
Yeah, there was a lot of good like fun stories. Like for Czech Republic, there was an electrician that was pitching, throwing meatballs. Like
Yeah.
like when Czech Republic played Japan, Shohei Ohtani did not want to play him or face him because Ohtani faced him in 2023, and I forget his name, the guy for Czech Republic, but he doesn't throw very hard. He's an electrician. Throws like 72-mile-an-hour fastballs, but in like 60-ish range curveballs that are like looping breaking balls, and it's very very funny. He struck out Ohtani in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, and in this one, Ohtani said, "No, I don't want to face him, man. He's scary." but that was a really cool story. Some other smaller countries like Great Britain, not known for baseball, they made it in once again this year, led by Jazz and Harry Ford, top catcher for the Washington Nationals. Nicaragua made it in once again. Freddie Zamora is a Brewers prospect. He was also on there. And Brazil also made it into the World Baseball Classic for the first time. Very small baseball country, but they played good. They're another little scrappy organization of players out there. A lot of cool stories, but the World Baseball Classic, truly a special thing. And it's only sad that we only get to have it every 3 years, I guess. So
Yeah.
moving on though, we got another segment in the Nom segment. It is one of our favorites, or at least Miles' favorite. It's Huntin' Bucks. We got to talk
Huntin'
about the
Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks here. Miles, what do you have for us today?
Well, first of all, I love doing this segment, but it's sad because hunting Bucks, the Bucks are dying. It's not good.
Yep.
Let's start off here. Giannis Antetokounmpo goes down with a knee injury. Looks like a bad hyperextension. Luckily, nothing too bad. But the Bucks are trying to shut him down for the rest of the season. Giannis Antetokounmpo says, "Not happening. I'm playing with this team." Well, I personally do not think he should be playing again, at least for this year.
Yeah.
I think we very well have seen Giannis's last game. It's brutal and sad to see this, but I think we're getting to the point where we are ruining the relationship with the greatest Buck ever in the history of the league. Better than Kareem ever was with Milwaukee. I think he is that's the truth. But I am very sad to see this because Giannis's relationship with the city and with the organization is falling apart, and it's falling apart very quickly. And I don't know. I don't see a great future with this team if we don't trade Giannis.
Yeah.
I see him leaving us and getting nothing. So I think this offseason, I think we have to sit him. We need to pretty much ruin the relationship with Giannis, cut the final straw. And move on from Giannis.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be less valuable. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because even with him, we went, 2-4?
Yeah.
In the games he's been back, it hasn't been great. And this team is playing more like individuals than a whole team. And it's very sad to see that the Bucks have come to this. Let's go back. How did this happen, right? It feels like just yesterday was 2020 and we were winning the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Um, and the Bucks looked so good then, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the league back then, right? We had Trae Young looking like one of the best guards we've
Yeah.
seen in a long time.
John Morant.
That didn't
Yeah. John Morant was
really.
on the rise.
John Morant was on the rise. The Nets were a super team with Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin,
Yeah,
DeAndre
I
Jordan.
know.
All these guys. That didn't work out with Steve Nash as their coach. The league was completely different then,
Yeah.
right? We didn't have Wemby, we didn't have Flag. It was a whole different world then.
Yeah.
The Bucks win the NBA Finals against the Suns, who had Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton as their big three.
Yeah. I mean, against all odds, like at the time, that was like David and Goliath type of matchups going on there.
Crazy.
So.
Crazy. That get such fun. Bucks in 6 will forever be something that is chanted in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
But then we move on. 2 years later, we are first round exits 2 years in a row. It's just playoffs, we just fall apart, right? Yeah. Mike Budenholzer is fired. That's a controversial move, right? Yes, he didn't get us it back to that place he was in 2020, but he did get us the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So, questionable moves. After that, we end up trading pretty much all our picks, Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, for Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
Dame Lillard comes in as one of the best three-point shooters in history of the sport.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
No.
It did not work out. We end up trading Chris Middleton, getting rid of Brook Lopez, Dante DiVincenzo's out. All the players that were influential to that 2020 season were gone within the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And everyone except for Giannis. We kind of started to build around Giannis, but he was already above 30 years old. So it was just kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
It was like we were putting young players like Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins around him, but then we were bringing in win-now pieces like Dame Lillard, like Kyle Kuzma. Well, flash forward to just a year ago, we cut Dame Lillard. We used Dame Lillard's dead money because we got a lot of it. And we used some of that money, and we put it to Miles Turner, the guy who has killed us in the playoffs with Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. We bring him in. He's been good, right? Not his best season, not his worst. He's been an upgrade over Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
But we spent a lot of money. We spent over $100 million on him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at a point where we're awful.
Yeah.
We are like 13th right now in the conference.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the playoffs. We keep losing. We just got blown out by the Jazz. Andrew, is there any fixing this, or is Giannis out?
I mean, I feel like it's just we're beating a dead horse now. It really is. Like, we were saying this even leading up to the draft last year. Like, the Bucks' window to trade Giannis was now. Like, then we were a little bit more apprehensive because, we were coming off another year where we had just missed the playoffs or we made the playoffs a little bit, but
we were first round
exit once again. It was only the second year under Doc. We wanted to see what this team could do, and then we made some moves in the offseason, bringing in Miles Turner, bringing back Kevin Porter Jr., Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., keeping relatively the same team together, just adding Miles Turner, letting Lopez walk. So we wanted to see what that would happen, and I honestly thought coming into this year, I thought the Bucks had honestly one of the better second units in the NBA. The first unit is definitely nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Like, coming into this year, it was Kevin Porter Jr., AJ Green, I think, was starting. Gary Trent Jr., I thought would be a starter too. Giannis and Miles Turner. And then behind them on the second wing, you have Bobby Portis. Ryan Rollins is also there. Taurean Prince, I thought, is, he's a fine bench player. I honestly thought the roster was fine overall. And I looked like a playoff team. But just after, the first month, things have not gone good. And then we came to the trade deadline. Giannis is hurt. He missed the All-Star game. We were thinking it's got to be now, right?
Right.
Even with the injury, his value's still relatively high, not as high as it was at the draft last year when Cooper Flag went.
Yeah.
But you have to think that it's an opportunity to trade him to potentially get another higher pick because we're probably going to get a pretty high draft pick because the Pelicans are even worse than us in a pick swap. So we're going to have, I think, the 7th or 8th pick this year, which is a good one. But we can potentially get a way higher pick this year, and we don't trade Giannis again. He comes back. He's looked good. He's producing a lot of points. It's just the rest of the team, like you said, is not working together. It's just a team of individuals. We brought in guys like Cam Thomas to help get more offensive production, but that really hasn't gone anywhere besides, the status quo.
Yeah.
So it's just being a dead horse at this point.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to trade Giannis? Like, we all, at this point, we have to, but it's at the worst time. We've waited too long. And I saw this thing, I believe, from The Athletic that said he took a quote from an interview with the Bucks general manager, and he said Giannis is either going to get extended or he's going to get traded. And I'm like, just thinking, yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
Like, you've been saying that, yeah, we're thinking about it. We're thinking about trading Giannis. Oh, no, we're not going to trade Giannis. We're going to, bring these pieces in. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to actually pull the plug and make a decision?
Yeah.
Because the
yeah.
team is not going anywhere. I mean, we brought in Ousmane Deng from the Thunder, and he's looked really good.
Very good.
He could probably be our starting small forward next year
He could be the future.
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds, with Kevin Porter Jr. Maybe that's a very big question because I know he's at the end of his contract. It's just like, where does this team go from here? It's just spinning in the mud. The discussions have gone nowhere. I just don't know what to think anymore. Besides, like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna the trade happen? We should have probably traded Giannis like at not even at the trade deadline, probably look at the draft. But like, I can understand not trading him at the draft a little bit more because I mean, you want to see how the season unfolds, and you're not going to put all your stock in to a draft pick like Cooper Flagg or Dylan Harper. You don't want to put all of your stock in that in your future like that. But at the trade deadline this year, you have to be looking at the team and saying that Giannis is injured. We're not going anywhere. Our best shot to make the playoffs is the play-in. Like, you got to pull the plug there, I guess. So we're just spinning in the mud. But yeah, I don't know what to think about this team.
Yeah. Oh, I think that worst case scenario, something like Giannis isn't as valued, right? Worst case scenario, we get a top pick with several other picks, but we have to give up Giannis and whatever, pick we have this year with the Pelicans, right? Whether it's the 8th pick in Giannis, we get a top 5 pick and a few picks later and maybe a young player. Like, we may have to give up something, right? We may be giving up a guy like Ryan Rollins in a trade with Giannis to get a little bit more value because I think you need to get everything you can out of Giannis at this point.
Yeah.
And it's not a championship. You can't get a championship out of him. But it's sad to see. Any final words for Hunting Bucks?
Yeah, well, I just want to close by saying this, that the moves that the Bucks have made over the last couple of years were win-now moves. They just didn't work, and sometimes that's how it goes. You can question the Mike Budenholzer firing, but you can also look at the Dame Lillard trade and say, what would it be if Mike Budenholzer was still there, if Dame was in there with Giannis, with Chris Middleton, with Brook Lopez? What could that team have looked like with Mike Budenholzer? I think that's really where it started from, just this entire downward spiral. We fired Mike Budenholzer, then we fired Adrian Griffin, and now we have Doc Rivers, and all due respect to Doc Rivers, the game has passed him by. It's not looking good for him. So we've said it before on this show, and other people have said it on their shows. The Bucks just need to tear it all down. The window's closed unless there's a miracle in Milwaukee like we saw in the 2021 finals. It's just not, we're not going anywhere.
No.
Like, at this point, we are keeping Giannis for sentimental value. It's probably at that point. Like, we would love to see Giannis finish his career here.
Absolutely.
We would love it, but we can't. It's simply the window's closed. Giannis isn't going to win here. I think the best thing we can do for him is, send him to a place where he can win again.
Yeah.
Like the Lakers might swoop in because LeBron's going to, probably sign somewhere else.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. That's all I got to say for Hunting Bucks.
All right, well, thank you for that final words. Last thing on our Nom 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 segment, March Madness. A little bit of recap. We're not going to go through every game. Definitely some crazy moments, right? Siena, number 16 Siena, almost upsetting number 1 Duke. Very close game. AJ Devonsta on BYU scores 20 and a half, ends with 35, and BYU still loses to Texas, showing how bad that team is. You had the half quarter by Kentucky, bringing it into overtime with one of the greatest March Madness moments this year. We had some big moments, high points. Number 99, seventh-year senior, what's his name? Chase something?
Johnston.
Chase Johnston. Number 99, seventh year in college.
Yeah, wow.
And he made his first two-pointer.
Never made a 2-pointer.
All threes
All threes.
in his entire career. And
Oh
he
my
ends
goodness.
up pulling up at half court just randomly and starts the insane upset of Wisconsin. Ohio State loss, breaking 15 million brackets on
Jeez.
ESPN.
Actually, that was that many.
It was that many people.
15 million brackets.
15 million brackets. 7 million were from the Badgers.
Okay.
That got broken. There is under 1,000 brackets left, and I don't know. I don't even know what to think at this point.
Well, I know what to think. This March Madness is a lot better than last year. I'm just gonna say that because last year was terribly boring.
Yeah, which you can argue both ways, right?
Yeah,
We're
you
getting
can.
upsets and stuff, but last year we did have that Duke team, which was so fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
Walter Clayton was so fun to watch last year.
Yeah, for Florida.
Yeah, we had a little bit more bigger players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at that 2025 draft class may go down as one of the best in
absolutely.
history.
Yeah.
I mean, that which all those guys are March Madness guys, right? Duke's entire starting lineup got drafted. That's awesome.
And they're still back this year too.
And yeah, they're still good. I mean, you have a great story, and I love March Madness. I hate making brackets because I always do bad. I always lose to my mom. And yeah, Andrew, what do you got for March Madness?
I mean, I love it. I love the chaos of March Madness. My team's not in the tournament anymore. Well, they haven't been in the tournament in 5 years, 7 years now. So this is always a stress-free time of year for me. So I'm always like looking at everything I'm saying like, oh yeah, this is good stuff right here, baby. I mean, some of the games we've seen, like Kansas only beat Cal Baptist by 8. I thought that was a really interesting game. UCLA, beat USF. Some other interesting upsets. Iowa beat Clemson, but in my opinion, those 9 and 8 games are just.
Yeah.
You can't invest too much.
I had
in those.
Iowa winning that, so I'm okay with that one.
Yeah. VCU came back down 19 to come back and beat number 6 North Carolina in overtime, 82-78. That was an insane game for VCU. Like North Carolina, I think, like I saw coming to that game, a lot of people, at least that I knew, had VCU moving on. That was a very popular upset. So I'm not surprised that it happened, or I was expecting it to happen, but I'm kind of surprised in the way that it happened, you know.
Mm-hmm.
High Point, obviously, coming back to beat Wisconsin. That's a big one. Texas beating BYU. Some other notable ones. St. Louis beating Georgia, pretty bad. I mean, St. Louis has got like a top 10 offense in the nation in a pretty weak conference. So it's interesting that still translated into the tournament. Besides that, Miami, Ohio, possibly like the best record-wise school in the nation. Number 11 seed got him via the play and lost to Tennessee. So they kind of got.
They did more than lost. They got murdered.
Yeah, they did. 56-20.
I didn't expect that. I thought Miami, Ohio is going to be like, come in, prove everyone wrong, be like underrated at some. Like it's hard to tell if they're underrated, overrated, right?
Yeah.
It's Miami, Ohio, so obviously they're underrated.
Yeah.
But then like at the same time, everyone's like, oh, they're undefeated. Like all this. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
And so they were the wild card, and losing by 20 was not something I expected in a million years.
Yeah. Another game that I want to focus on: Kentucky versus Santa Clara, 7 versus 10 game. I think a lot of people had Kentucky moving on in this one. Safe to be let's just say that. But Santa Clara kept it close. It all came down to Kentucky hitting a game tying 3 as time expired to send this game to overtime to extend the game, and Kentucky walks away with the victory, 89-84. So. I mean, the first round was off to a really good start. We saw some upsets, saw some really close games, which is personally what I'm rooting for. I'm not asking for all the upsets in the world. I'm asking for close games and good basketball, which, to be honest, it's a lot better than the NBA right now. Let's just say that. The defense is a lot better. But yeah, notable games maybe coming up. I'm interested to see what Vanderbilt and Nebraska is going to look like coming up. I think it's tomorrow. A 5 versus 4 game. How many games have you seen those?
That's hard. That's a hard.
I'm like Vanderbilt's going to be an interesting school to watch moving forward. I don't think Nebraska is all that good, if I'm being honest. Like I know they blew out Troy, but I really don't think Nebraska is a team that you can really put your money on at this point. So
Yeah.
I really am liking what Vanderbilt's doing right now.
Well, fine. I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna say Nebraska's gonna get the win
Oh,
against
okay,
Vandy.
okay.
We'll see.
VCU and Texas A&M facing two very good teams in Illinois and Houston, respectively. High Point's playing Arkansas. We'll see how that game goes. I believe that's tomorrow night as well. Texas is playing Gonzaga. So there's some good games. There's some good games definitely coming up in the second round to see who moves on to the Sweet 16. So that's all I got for March Madness. You liking March Madness so far?
I'm loving March Madness so far. Arkansas's Darius Hickoff Jr. He looks great. He'll be very, very good. We're definitely gonna see who's gonna pull out for the number one overall pick, because right now we got the top three. It's not like last year where we had Cooper Flag no matter what, right? This year is more like, is it Darren Peterson? Is it AJ DeBansta? Is it Cam Boozer? We don't know.
Yeah.
And the way Cam Boozer played with Duke against Siena, it's not looking great for
Yeah.
him, right? Darren Peterson, I didn't see his stats.
I don't think they were very good.
It wasn't very insane, and I know he has some like issues with work ethic and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So AJ DeBansta is looking really good right now, and AJ DeBansta carried BYU absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there was no one on that team but him, and he brought them all the way here. So you got to give it up to him. He's a hardworking kid. I'm very interested, and I think. I was saying Cam Boozer before March Madness started, but looking at just how AJ DeBansta played, it stinks for him that he's out right away. We can't see any more of him. But what we did see of him, I'm pretty impressed with BYU's AJ
Me too,
DeBansta.
definitely. So, and Cam Boozer still got the rest of the tournament in front of him to reassert himself as the number one overall pick. So
Absolutely.
We'll see how that goes. Let's move on, though, to the final segment. We have got to recap NFL free agency. More or less, when I say recap, I mean we're going to just say what our favorite and least favorite moves of free agency were. And one thing I do want to say real quick before we get into this, I want to talk about Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame.
Let's do it.
Because we saw a lot of running backs get signed to teams that need running backs. We saw Kenneth Walker go to the Chiefs. He was a very popular pick for Jeremiah Love, a very popular landing spot. Same with the New Orleans Saints, who are most likely going to move on from Alvin Kamara. And they brought in Travis Etienne Jr. To be their starting running back. And I have not seen a lot of people like that move as of late. So
I like it.
I like it too. I think it's a fine move. It's not a world breaker.
You give Tyler Shuck a solid running back, which he didn't have in Alvin Kamara last year.
No, definitely not. It's definitely better than anyone else in that running back room. So, but now you've just taken two of the biggest landing spots for Jeremiah Love off the board almost immediately.
Yeah, the 8 and 9 picks.
Yes, the 8 and 9 picks. So now we're looking at two other teams in the top 10. Tennessee at number 4, and then you're looking at Washington at number 7, I'm pretty sure.
I believe so.
So, like, those are the two spots for Jeremiah Love inside the top 10. Otherwise, he's going to be falling down the board harder than I did as a baby on the floor. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest losses out of anyone in the free agency is Jeremiah Love, because his options are still wide open. But he's going to be going to possibly, like, a team that's in, like, the 20, maybe not the 20s, but, like, them teens, I would say. He's going to fall a little bit. Maybe he could fall a lot, but both the Titans and the Commanders could be teams that draft defense.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, like, Robert Saleh, he's a defensive head coach, new coach for the Titans. He's probably going to be wanting to draft one of Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese, David Bailey. Same thing when it comes to the Commanders. They may be looking to draft O-line. They may be looking to draft David Bailey. That was one of my picks in my mock draft, I'm pretty sure. So, like, Jeremiah Love was one of the biggest losers in this free agency. So I'm very interested to see where he's going to go in the draft. If Washington, decides to pull the plug on him and take him. And they addressed some edge issues in free agency. The Commanders did. What was his name? I forget.
Odafe Oweh. The brother of the Kentucky player who hit the half-court shot and scored 35 points in this game, who looked really, really good.
Yeah, that was really good. I think he played for the Chargers last year. Had a really good season. So the Commanders did address that. So,
which, I mean, yes. Here's what I have to say about that. Right now, we're in an interesting spot. There are 3 elite defenders who are going to go top 10.
Oh, yeah.
And you named them: Arvell Reese, David Bailey, and Ruben Bain.
Yeah.
3 guys who are going top 10 and are going to be people who we want, who guys are going to want, right? We saw the Falcons last year trade 2 first-round picks to get James Pierce Jr.
Yeah.
Right? So, and look at all that. James Pierce Jr. played really well. We'll see what happens with all the legal issues, but either way, his rookie season was phenomenal. So there is definitely a high demand for those 3 guys.
Yeah.
And we have no idea. Any team in the top 10 could take him except for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like, those 3. Jeremiah Love, you said it. Like, his options, I had the Chiefs taking him, right? Chiefs signed Kenneth Walker. I'm like, oh, the Saints should still get him. They got Travis Etienne Jr. And now it's a wild card, right? I know a lot of ESPN analysts are saying, Titans, get Jeremiah Love at number 4. Yes, that's a great move. But you got Tony Pollard, who's coming off an 1,000-yard rushing season. He had a decent year. He's an average running back.
Yeah.
If you decide to move on from him, I could see a team like the Seahawks bringing him in.
Yeah.
Or someone like that, because obviously Zach Charbonnet will not be back in time.
Yeah, for sure.
So I could definitely see Tony Pollard going somewhere else and getting an opportunity. And Jeremiah Love, I think, would be a good move for the Titans. You give Cam Ward another threat, right? They already brought in Wan'Dale Robinson. They lost Chig, their tight end.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Either way, the Titans need a lot.
Yeah.
They need a lot. Me and Andrew were talking before the show. They could go defensive.
Yeah.
And then they have a top pick in the second round. Get a guy like Jadarian Price, who is Jeremiah Love's Notre Dame running back teammate.
Yeah.
Who's also, those 2 dominated the combine. So I think we could see either of them. But since we're on the Titans, let's start off, shall we?
Yeah.
Top 5. I'm gonna start with an honorable mention though, since we're on the
top 5 best moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we're on the honorable or on the Titans.
Yeah.
My honorable mention is the Titans rebranding.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the Titans got a new logo. They went back to the Houston Oilers colors, which, for those of you who don't know, the Houston Oilers were the team that moved from Houston to Tennessee and became the Tennessee Titans. Huge thing. I love them going back. This is probably the most drastic jersey change we've seen in years.
Oh, yeah.
Because, yes, we've seen little changes, like from the Falcons and
the Rams.
Whatnot. The Rams, right?
The Rams, rebrand was also kind of sweet, too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. But, I mean, they kept it. They kind of modernized a little bit with brighter colors. But this is, full different color scheme.
Yeah.
Different logo because they took away the flame and they made it just a Titan shield, which I think the logo looks 10 times better. I could not stand the Titans logo.
Huh.
It didn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, I guess. Fair point. Yeah.
I didn't get it. And the blue, it just looked weird. I wasn't a huge fan. They moved their home jerseys to baby blue this year when Cam Ward was his first year. They swapped their alternate and home jerseys.
Okay.
Now they're completely rebranding. They said this is to show the new face of their team.
Yeah.
Which you have to respect it because Robert Saleh got hired as head coach, which is pretty much just a copy and paste of Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Which it's a good hiring. You got Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator, which I love.
Yeah.
You got Cam Ward. He's your future, no matter what. You took him number 1 overall. He's got at least 5 years to shape up.
Yeah.
You got Wan'Dale Robinson. Your defense got crazy better.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It got so much better, which is something I'll talk about later. But I like the Titans' new future. The Titans have not had a future for a while, right?
Yeah.
We've kind of seen them rebrand. They had those old jerseys where they were the white helmet, white kind of top.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, they changed their jerseys, more modern look, and that was the new face, Ryan Tannehill, because they started with Steve McNair.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the running back they had there. They had those. Moved on. They had Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. They had those jerseys.
Yeah.
Which means new jerseys, Cam Ward, Tony Pollard ain't the future, so Jeremiah Love could be going number 4 to the Tennessee Titans. I'm kind of seeing the pattern here.
I see that too, yeah.
So I think Jeremiah Love could be very exciting with the Tennessee Titans.
I did not know all that information, but you're connecting a lot of dots that lead to, Jeremiah Love getting drafted by the Titans. So that's I like that. I like that. So if we're on honorable mentions real quick, it's not really a great move. It's not a needle mover for anything, but it's a funny story. Josh Johnson got signed by the Cincinnati Bengals to be Joe Burrow's backup. 39-year-old Josh Johnson, who I believe is on his it's his,
17th.
yeah, it's his third stint with the Bengals. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to look for sure, but
He's on his 16th team, I believe, 16th or 17th.
yeah. So like, it's just insane how many teams he's played for in his career. It's not anything that's gonna light the world on fire, but Josh Johnson, the probably like the old what is he? He's 39. I already said that. So
He's
third stint with the Bengals here.
third oldest quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know about
Okay,
Aaron
so let me see
Rodgers.
this. It goes career history. So he started with the Buccaneers for 3 seasons. Then he went over to the Browns for 1 year. Then to the Bengals in 2013. Spent a season there, and I think he went over to the XFL from 2013 to 2018. Then he signed with the Redskins for 1 year. Then he went back to the XFL, I'm pretty sure, and then signed with the Jets for a year. 2022 signs with the Broncos. 2022 he gets traded to the 49ers, I'm pretty sure, or he signs with them after getting cut. And he actually played in that playoff game where Purdy and it was Trey Lance or Garoppolo got hurt.
Yeah,
Like
they
both
all got
got
hurt.
all got hurt, and then Josh Johnson got hurt too. So then Purdy had to come back in, and then
And McCaffrey played a little quarterback, didn't he?
I think he did too. I think you're right. And then 2021 and 2022 played for the Ravens, and then spent another stint there between 2023 and 2025, and then now he's with the Commanders for a year, and now he's back with the Bengals. So I mean, the career like history for Josh Johnson is just insane to look at. And
Yeah, he's a fun guy. I definitely like him. I believe he was on the Browns team a few years ago when they had no idea what was going on. It was like Jacoby Brissett, Josh Dobbs, and then it was Josh Johnson, I
yeah,
think. And I think Flacco may have even been there a little bit later. But it was just like a weird mix.
yeah.
So we'll see what Josh Johnson does. Andrew, you want to start us off with your top 5 best offseason moves for NFL?
All right, so I will. Number 5, I got the Steelers getting Michael Pittman Jr. as their new wide receiver one. They didn't have to give up much for him. It was like a pick swap of a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick, and then Steelers get Michael Pittman Jr., pay him a new contract. It's not a world-ending contract, which is the thing I was looking at. It was how much money did they pay him and for how much they gave up. It's not a terrible move. It's not my favorite move of the offseason, but it's a good one. It's a really good one, and it gives the Steelers another weapon for whoever their quarterback's going to be, because we still don't know who that's going to be. Number 4, I got the Panthers getting Jalen Phillips. I really like Jalen Phillips and like what he did with the Eagles last year. I know the Eagles just generally are going to be a good defensive team all the time, but I really liked what Jalen Phillips did. And I think the Panthers getting another good edge rusher, one less thing they have to really address in the draft. I really like this move. I like Jalen Phillips a lot. He seems like a good dude too. I think he looks good too. He looks good out on the field too. So I like it. This could end up coming back to bite me. Could age like milk. But in this moment, I do like Jalen Phillips going to the Panthers. Number 3, already talked about this one time, but I like the Titans hiring Robert Saleh. Number 3 move overall, in my opinion. Gives them a lot of options going forward. The Titans do. They could go defense, help get that defense even better with Robert Saleh at the helm, or you can put your faith in the guy that single-handedly pretty much willed the San Francisco 49ers defense that did not have Nick Bosa, did not have Mykel Williams. Basically had nobody out there. It was like third stringers. You're going to let that guy take over your defense. So, I mean...
the third stringers on the 49ers is the equivalent to the starters on the Tennessee Titans.
Fair point.
So I agree with you.
Yeah, so that's why I'm liking this move, because Robert Saleh might just will the Titans to, be good and not disgustingly bad. All right, number 2, I have the Chiefs getting Kenneth Walker, new running back in that room. It's a good move. It gives them a sturdy back to rely on. It's not Kareem Hunt. As much as I love Isaiah Pacheco, it's not him either. So good starting running back for the Chiefs for, decently good value at that running back position. After winning the Super Bowl MVP with the Seahawks are crazy not to try to get Kenneth Walker back and not let him take over, but that's neither here nor there. But at number 1, I have the Rams getting both Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson to upgrade their cornerback room. Again, it's another thing they don't have to address in the draft, even though the DBs in this first round are insanely stacked. So, yeah, Trent McDuffie, getting him for, I think, 2 first-round picks, I'm pretty sure. So, they still got another first-round pick from the Falcons last year, so the Rams are chilling. And signing him to another good contract with a defense that's just generally very, very good for the Rams. And then Jalen Watson, he's another good DB that performed well for Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs last year. It was the thing that really held the Rams back last year in the playoffs, but now getting two really good DBs, maybe they'll make another deep playoff run and maybe get back to another Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. So those are my top 5 moves.
Well, I did not. I kind of forgot to put the Trent McDuffie move down.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna kind of build off what you said there. This isn't on my sheet, but the Rams right now on paper are the best team in the NFL.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
I would make the argument on paper the Rams are the best team the NFL has seen since Tom Brady's Patriots era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You look at this, they have Puka Nacua, who's one of the best receivers in the league in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Adams, he's been amazing forever.
He still got it.
Yeah, he's still got it. You got Kyron Williams, who's still a good running back. Matthew Stafford just won MVP at 40 years old or 39 years old. And then you have that defense, which has Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. They have hit on every one of their draft picks. Cameron Curl, they re-signed him. Then they bring in Trent McDuffie. They had a plethora of picks because they made great trades.
Yeah.
They brought in Jalen Watson. The two weakest positions for them were corner, or the weakest position was corner, and they brought in 2 very, very good corners from the Chiefs. And now you can do whatever you want in the draft.
They're the most complete team in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Like, the only thing that they really have to address is maybe the tight end room and a quarterback for when Stafford retires. Or if Stafford gets hurt.
Which is why I was thinking the Rams possibly at their pick, which
I think it's 13?
13,
or 15.
It's somewhere around there. You can trade down and still get a guy like Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Or if you stay, you can get a guy like Kenyon Sadiq, Oregon tight end, who in the combine looked crazy athletic.
Athletic freak, yeah.
And, I mean, you get that. Either way, if you don't take a quarterback now, you have an entire weaponry, right? You have an armory in Los Angeles. And then next year, when it's supposed to be a heavy quarterback draft class, you bring in a guy. You maybe even make some sort of huge move to get Arch Manning or Lenora Sellers or someone like that. Which also, I don't know when this would be enforced, but like when you can start trading the 5 years ahead, if that gets passed, could be a whole new thing for the Rams too. Because I think the Rams GM is one of the smartest in the league.
Oh yeah.
Him and Lynch.
Sean McVay too.
Him and John Lynch are the 2 smartest GMs, though, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start my little thing here. Number 5. I always have to do this. Justin Fields to the Chiefs.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Listen, for those of you who don't know, I did take Justin Fields 3rd round in fantasy last year. He did have a really good first game. A first game. But I did win the league, so either way, no one can make fun of me.
Yeah, he destroyed me.
And then, Justin Fields to the Chiefs for what? It was a 6?
Yeah.
I love it. This now gives you the comfort of not having to rush Patrick Mahomes back. Because you're going to have a quarterback competition between, you got to add Chris Oladukin because he knows the offense.
Yeah.
Jake Haener and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys, they're going to do it. None of those are winning the Super Bowl. Well, Justin Fields eventually could. But I really, really like that. And Justin Fields, this is exactly what we've seen, right? Sam Darnold going to all these different teams. Baker Mayfield going to the Rams. Going to the Rams, beating the Raiders. 1 game. Turned his entire career around. Went to the Buccaneers, right? Sam Darnold went to the Vikings 1 season, turned his entire career around. Winner. Geno Smith goes to the Seahawks, turns his entire career. We see it every year.
Yeah.
Why can Justin Fields not be that guy?
Fair point.
Mac Jones is already on that recovery with the 49ers. He'll go somewhere else eventually, get a shot, and I think he'll do pretty well. We are seeing it. The future of the NFL is top picks going to awful teams that just don't surround them with the right players. They are labeled busts, go to different teams that are well built, and explode, right? Yeah. So I think why can Justin Fields, with now Kenneth Walker, who is the reigning Super Bowl MVP, not be good? I love it. You're getting a mobile quarterback with a really good running back, and you don't have an insane amount of receivers, so mobility is going to be the big thing, right? Yeah. Mahomes doesn't have mobility. He has a great arm. If you have a great arm, no receivers, right, it's not going to do anything, right? We saw Kadarius Toney. Whew.
Yeah.
Going to 4, the Titans offseason in general.
Yeah.
Love it. Everyone's hating on it. Yes, they got guys who, like Alontae Taylor from the Saints. They're like, oh, it's a terrible move. love it.
Mm-hmm.
You said it. Robert Saleh can make something out of nothing. And I think that Titans team is going to be so good. They brought in John Franklin Myers, who has experience with Saleh. He is looking like a really good star.
Yeah.
He'll be good with Jeffrey Simmons
Mm-hmm.
and that whole team, that whole defensive back group. They brought in Cordell Flott, brought in him. They have a good base right now. I think they just keep building it up.
Mm-hmm.
They could be really good. And Brian Daboll, bringing him in as offensive coordinator, he's a great offensive mind, right?
Yeah.
Whether you could say what you want about his stint with the Giants, but when he was with the Bills, he made Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Number 3, Isaiah Likely to the Giants.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this right now. Jackson Dart, I was right about him. I was right.
You were.
You were. Flamed me for Jackson Dart, but he ended up being good. He took like 4th in offensive rookie of the year, which I thought was an absolute blow, which should not have happened. Jackson Dart was better than Tyler Shuck. Period.
Okay. Sure. We'll go with that.
Dart had one of the best quarterback rushing rookie seasons since Cam Newton. So I'm just gonna say the Giants have a future.
Yeah.
Scadaboo, Dart, Neighbors, all this. They brought in Calvin Austin to replace Wando Robinson, which I absolutely love because Calvin Austin did have to carry that Steelers room, and he's only 5'9". You can't put a 5'9" guy at number 1, so you put him in the slot. It's gonna be great. Now you get Isaiah Likely, who's a freak athlete. Right? He's always been behind Mark Andrews. You make him number 1. Yes, they got Theo Johnson, who looked really good, but now you make Isaiah Likely number 1 with John Harbaugh, which was an amazing move as well.
Yeah.
I am so excited to watch the New York Giants. I never thought I'd be a Giants fan in my entire life, but the Giants right now are my second favorite team behind the Green Bay Packers, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But I am very excited for it. Isaiah Likely could have a breakout season.
Yeah.
Number 2, you had this way lower. I'm Michael Pittman of the Steelers. I'm going to give a different view on this. Look at what happened, right? Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, great combo. They worked well together, all that. Jonnu Smith didn't work out. They cut him. So now you got Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington at tight ends.
Darnell Washington.
You got DK Metcalf at number 1. You lost Kelvin Austin. He was your number 2. You got MVS. Adam Thielen just retired. It's just such a weird receiving room.
Yeah.
DK punches a guy, wasn't there for the playoffs, and it showed. Right? It showed. Now you get Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman is a solid receiver. He'll give you 1,000 yards. He'll give you 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yes, the Colts tried to make him a number 1. I'm not going to say it didn't work because he still had good seasons, but he's not a number 1. He's a number 2, and he's a good number 2 at that. DK number 1, Michael Pittman number 2. Whatever receiver, if you bring in a guy like Mekhi Lemon, who's smaller to play slot, you have a good team that's going to be ready to whoever's going to take that, right? Because Rico Dowdle now in the backfield with Jalen Warren. That's a great tandem there. So even if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, the Steelers have a good team with Mike McCarthy leading them.
Absolutely.
Number 1. This one was hard. I didn't have a winner, but Kenneth Walker III to the Chiefs. I just think it's a great move, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes has led the Chiefs in rushing yards for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That can't happen, right? I know I said he's not a mobile quarterback, and he's not really.
Not anymore, at least.
That just shows how bad that run game was. And Pacheco showed signs, but in the end, he's a 7th-round running back. He didn't have... Very excited to see him with the Lions, though. A little bit nervous, but definitely excited to see what Pacheco can do there. Kenneth Walker III, Charbonnet was starting to take his reps. There was no way he was going back to Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
And I like the Chiefs now with him. I think him and Justin Fields are going to get along just fine.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker with Andy Reid could be a very good combo.
Absolutely.
Moving on to the 5 worst moves of the NFL offseason, Andrew.
All right. We'll get started with number 5, Browns hiring Todd Monken. Just a directionless hire. There's nothing that needs to be said besides that. The Browns just simply couldn't get anybody to walk through that door for an interview. I think they were trying to get Mike McDaniel to interview, I'm pretty sure, but McDaniel he said no. So, with what the Browns had, you can't say, it's terrible. They could have been very well been rolling into the season without a head coach, honestly. That could have been a possibility in my opinion. But, just hiring Todd Monken, what are you going to do with that exactly? It's not a very, it's not a move that puts you in a good position. Okay, number 4 though, I got the Bills trading a second round pick to get DJ Moore. In my opinion, I'm going to just say this out there. I don't think DJ Moore is a bad receiver. He's a good receiver for Josh Allen, and Josh Allen needs wide receivers, but you pair DJ Moore with Keon Coleman, who I still really like Keon Coleman a lot. So you get those two in the wide receiver room. It's a good start. You definitely need some other guys in there to fill the entire room up. But trading a second round pick for DJ Moore, a guy that, lost his job to Luther Burden pretty much. Like, that says a lot about, like, DJ Moore's production this year. And you could argue for DJ Moore saying that, like, oh, he just didn't get the targets. Well, you got to earn those targets. So clearly something was not going right for DJ Moore this year in Chicago. But yeah, trading a second round pick, yeah, not worth it for DJ Moore at all. Number 3, the Ravens choosing Trey Hendrickson instead of Max Crosby in that trade. That whole handling of that situation was just weird. It was just really was. The Ravens calling it off because they didn't like something in the knee that Max Crosby had surgically repaired. Like, obviously, you're maybe going to have a little bit of concerns about that, but, like, that's why you don't trade for him in the first place, I guess, in my opinion. So, but then you conveniently find, like, we don't have Max Crosby anymore, but, look at this. Trey Hendrickson is available. Oh, here you go, Trey. Come in. Let's get this going. Just the handling of that seems so weird, and I truly think that Trey Hendrickson is not as good as Max Crosby, even though Max Crosby has a little bit more of an injury history. I still think Max Crosby, even though, is still a better edge rusher than Trey Hendrickson. Not saying he's bad, but he's not as good as Max Crosby, which you're turning it on an opportunity to get Max Crosby on your team.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Number 2, the Indianapolis Colts getting Daniel Jones $88 million over 2 years. $50 million of that guaranteed. Yeah, you're giving $50 million to a guy that just tore his Achilles without a number 1 wide. Well, I say without Michael Pittman Jr., but you got Alec Pierce. So
yeah, we'll see with that.
We'll see about that. But yeah, we've seen this before. We've seen this movie before. We've seen it.
Yeah, definitely. Rushing too early into Daniel Jones.
So yeah, Colts prepared to be turned to Anthony Richardson sometime soon.
Yeah.
As much as you probably don't want to do that. Okay, and number 1, I have Geno Smith to the Jets.
All right.
I don't think there needs to be anything else said about that.
Well, I'm glad we're doing this because I had pretty much completely different. Just to contradict you in a few of these, DJ Moore, second round pick, I completely agree with overpay. But you can make the argument that it doesn't matter if you win the Super Bowl. So
I guess
we can make that argument. We have to wait to see.
Yep.
I did not have the Daniel Jones thing just because, yes, we are seeing the same thing again, but we can't judge it just yet. I feel like there's a team built. We'll see if he can do it.
Okay.
And yeah, let's get this thing started. All right, number 5, I also had Browns hiring Todd Monken. It was disgusting to see how this went. I mean, you had guys like Mike McDaniel turning down like interviews, which you probably would have gotten the job, to go be an offensive coordinator, right? Like, you had guys who would rather not have a job than work for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bad. It makes me think of Draft Day with Kevin Costner and how bad the Browns are there. Like, that's the Browns to me, in my eyes. And this is an awful hiring. It's at this point you should have hired Jim Schwartz or kept Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Like, you don't move on from Kevin Stefanski to get Todd Monken.
No, you don't.
It's awful. And the Browns are doing awful right now. Yeah. They're just an awful team.
Yeah. What I said is a directionless hire. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
If anything, you're moving backwards.
Yeah, I completely agree. Number 4, Rashawn Gary to the Cowboys. The Cowboys got desperate. They traded a 4th-round pick for Rashawn Gary, who's never had a double-digit sack season in his career. I would never say anything bad about Rashawn Gary. He did great with us.
Yeah.
We love him, obviously. But every year we are waiting for his breakout year.
Yeah.
Never happened. He's aging now. He was going to get cut.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to get cut. And they traded a 4th for him? Like, I guess you get a 6th? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're going to trade a 4th for a guy who's going to get cut, that's like when they traded for, what's the guy's name? Ringo or Mingo or whatever?
Jonathan Mingo.
Jonathan Mingo from the Panthers when they gave up like a fourth for him, and he hasn't caught a ball in like 3 years.
I don't think he's even on. Is he still even on the team?
I don't know, but they gave up way too much for him. They gave up too much for Gary. They got desperate, and obviously they were in the talks for Max Crosby trade. They offered a first and a second for Max Crosby. If they would have gave up a first and a first, they would be trading for a guy who is older and less talented than Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And they'd be giving up the same.
Even still, you're looking at this and you're saying that you trade Max Crosby to the Packers, and at the same time you're getting a Packers edge rusher the next offseason for, a little bit less money, but it's still a lot. Like, you seen the lack of logic there, Miles?
Yeah, Jerry, I'm sorry, but I think it's going to be time to hang up the cowboy hat and go home and go to the retirement home.
Okay.
Rashawn Gary, no hate on him. He's never had a double-digit sack season.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you're going to build your defense around him. Number 3, Jalen Waddle getting traded to the Broncos. Listen, I was torn between this because, yes, the Dolphins asked for a high asking price, a first-round pick. They knew what they wanted, and they got what they wanted. They are stranding our guy Malik Willis. He's on a deserted island. Have you ever seen Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Wilson.
That's exactly right. Malik Willis is Tom Hanks, and Jalen Waddle is Wilson. It's all he had left.
Yeah.
And now Wilson, who is Jalen Waddle, is floating away, and all Malik Willis can go is Waddle. That's all that's going on right now. That's the truth. It's exactly Castaway, right? I mean, Malik Willis, he was flying on this great plane that was the Titans, and then they crash, right? And then he survives. He's on the Packers. He survived. And he gets to this island, and the Packers give him this island, and it goes awful. And then he's like, I'm on this island. It's great. He goes to the Dolphins. He's trying to escape, right? And he finally gets away. He's on the Dolphins. He's getting away. And Wilson falls away, and that's his last piece is Wilson. Waddle. And that's Jalen Waddle. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Malik Willis is in Castaway right now. Granted, Tom Hanks did survive, but his wife got married to someone else. So what's going to happen with Malik Willis now? Are the Dolphins going to be like, yeah, no, we're going to trade up and we're going to get Ty Simpson and you're out?
I think they've already done that with just sign here, buddy. Just sign here and you can come to that team. And we can trade Jalen Waddle now.
What's going on? It's Castaway for Malik Willis. Anyways, loved my analogy there. I can't believe I came
I
up
love
with
that too.
One.
I'm dying over here.
But yeah, I think Jalen Waddle's overrated. Broncos gave up way too much for him. I don't know. If you're going to give up that much, get A.J. Brown at that point.
Yeah.
A much more proven number 1.
Yeah.
It could be good if they win the Super Bowl. I just said picks don't matter if you win the Super Bowl. It could be good.
Yeah.
We'll see. Number 2, I agreed with you. I just put it higher. Ravens getting cold feet to get Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I'm going to just add on to what you said. Max Crosby, for those of you who don't know, from the Raiders, Max Crosby was traded to the Ravens a few days for 2 first-round picks going back to the Raiders, which looked great, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Raiders were primed to get Fernando Mendoza and most likely a number 1 receiver for him. Yeah. I was so excited for him.
Yeah, me too.
And then the Ravens say he failed his physical. We're sending it back. Let's be honest. The Ravens said they didn't like what they saw on his knee. Adding on to what you said, his knee was shredded. He had to get surgery on it. I saw insiders saying there was no way that Max Crosby was gonna pass that physical, and the Ravens knew that, and they used that as an excuse, as a scapegoat to get rid of Max Crosby because they realized they could get Trey Hendrickson and not give up 2 first-round picks.
Yeah,
I agree with what you said. They're getting Trey Hendrickson, who has led the league in sack for 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
he's older. He's 3 years older. He's more injury prone than Max Crosby. Max Crosby before this injury played the most snaps of any defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Max Crosby's an all-around better player. I hate that the Ravens were allowed to agree to this and then back out.
Yeah.
Awful for the Raiders. I feel terrible. But the Raiders used all their money for all these defensive players that they got, right? N'Kobe Dean, Quay Walker, all this.
Yeah.
Yes, if Max Crosby takes a little bit of a pay cut here, they could have a team with Max Crosby, the number 1, a way better defense, a new head coach. There is a bright spot here if you can work with Max Crosby. Yeah. He'll probably get traded at the deadline. Yeah. That's the honest truth. And you probably won't get as much as you did. Yeah. But it could be worth it in the
Yeah.
end.
Can I
Ravens hate it.
Can I just point something out real quick? Raiders, why are you stealing all the Packers? Why? First it was Devontae Adams, now it's Eric Stokes, and now it's Quay Walker.
Yeah.
Why?
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 All right.
All right. Number one. You didn't even have this on your list. My number one, Mike Evans to the San Francisco 49ers.
I was debating putting that one on there.
Listen.
Meanwhile, same with the Waddle one.
The Waddle. Yes. Mike Evans, great receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the greatest Tampa Bay Buccaneer receiver ever.
Yeah.
He has the most touchdowns. Great. What he did there was great. Amazing. Helped them win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. One of the craziest stories in NFL history there.
Yeah.
But now leaving the Buccaneers, great choice. You weren't going to win. That's the honest truth. I think you've been there so long, I feel like you needed a change of scenery.
Yeah.
But the 49ers are the most injury-prone team in the league, and now you're getting Mike Evans, who's coming off a broken collarbone and hasn't played a full season in how long?
And his hamstrings are basically cheddar.
Yes. He's injury-prone too. You're going to get him for maybe 7 games at most.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point? You're paying him a ton of money to play 7 games.
Yeah.
You're getting rid of Brandon Ayuk, who was the exact same way. I don't know. Mike Evans could be really good. I could be completely wrong, but you're not going to have George Kittle for the beginning of the year because he had his Achilles injury. Ricky Pearsall is just not the number one.
Yeah.
It's not looking great.
No.
It's not looking great for the Niners.
At best, he's going to be another soul that benefits McCaffrey.
Yeah. Well, on paper, the Niners are the best team, are one of the best teams in the league right now. I mean, you put this roster into Madden, which, by the way, I did do that. I made a fully updated roster of every team and saw what Madden said about that. The Giants were the best team in the league, just so you know.
Wow.
But, yeah, and the Niners were really good with Mike Evans. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Do they bring back Deebo Samuel as well? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't do that. I don't know why the Commanders haven't brought back Deebo Samuel, because right now it's Terry McLaurin and...
Who?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Treylon Burks, that's who.
Treylon Burks. I would love to see a career resurgence for Treylon Burks. I mean, that one catch he had his first game back,
Oh, yeah.
that was insane.
Yeah.
Greatest catch we've seen since OBJ.
He's going to use that one catch to, continue to hold on to a career.
That's what they do. The players who built their careers on highlight.
Yeah. He's going to go up to another team like, why should we sign you? I had this one catch. Immediately signed.
Let's give you $100 million.
Yeah.
When can you get on that field? Okay, that's all I got there. Bradley Chubb was my honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player. Injury prone.
Yeah.
Bills overpaid him. I think the Bills should be bringing back Joey Bosa. I think he led the league in forced fumbles. I would like to see Joey Bosa back with the Bills.
Yeah.
If not, I would like to see Joey Bosa on a cheap deal to the Packers.
We'll see.
Could be good. That's all I got. Andrew, anything else?
I'm going to talk about David Montgomery and his trade to the Texans. I would like it a lot more if the Texans O-line wasn't just a turnstile. So I feel bad for David Montgomery. He's going to be on a cheap deal. He's just going to be a little bit older. But, I mean, even still, the Texans got a better running back now than they did with Woody Marks and Nick Chubb. I love both of them. But, yeah, I would like to love that trade a lot more. But that turnstile O-line is... it's not going to do anything good for David Montgomery.
Well, he's getting a chance to be RB1,
Again.
which he wasn't with the Lions. He was with the Bears.
Yeah, he was all right with the Bears.
Yeah, but the Bears were also awful.
Yeah.
They had Mitch Trubisky. Well, actually, they were going from Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, then to Justin Fields. It just
Andy Dalton.
Oh, I forgot about that. Gosh, the Bears suck. Okay. Is that all we got?
Yes, that is all I got.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in on episode 43 of Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew. I'm Miles Schild.
I'm Andrew Volkman.
Have a great weekend. See you guys.
Bye.